Welcome back. In this lecture, we look at one of the most fundamental tasks in data handling, that is reading CSV files using Python's built-in module. No external libraries are required. Let's see what we are up to. So what is CSV? CSV means comma separated values, as you probably all know. And CSV is a text file where each row contains values separated by commas. You'll see CSV everywhere. Analytics, exports, financial reports, logs, and machine learning datasets. It is a universal lightweight data format. Now we'll switch over to Visual Studio Code, and I have created a tiny dataset that we'll work on. And this will have just ID, name, and score fields. They are all comma separated because this is a part of a CSV or comma separated value file. So there are just 3 records, you can say, in strict Microsoft term, but 3 entries. So let's flip over to Visual Studio Code, and I have kept the dataset minimal so we can focus more on the Python workflow. So this is our students.csv. This is exactly as it appears on the slideshow. So let's get back to our slideshow again. Now let's see how to read with CSV Reader. csv.reader gives you raw rows as lists. It's simple and efficient. But you'll see a more powerful option next. On some systems, you may not see any difference when omitting Newline equals an empty space that will come in the code. And let me clarify, because it will be a universal standard in all our coding in this lecture, that we will pass a Newline character in a function with open, and we'll arrange it to be equal to an empty space. Now that's because your CSV file uses clean Newline characters \n. But to ensure compatibility with files created on Windows or legacy tools, Python recommends always specifying Newline equals empty space so that the CSV module can correctly handle all Newline variants. Let's now flip over to Visual Studio Code. Now reading CSV basic.py. Py is this file. So here again I am importing CSV. This is the module. Now you can quickly see that this module provides classes that assist in reading and writing of CSV files and implements the interface described by PEP 305. So we don't learn what is PEP 305, but it is certainly a standard and it's out of scope. And you can read about it on the internet if you like. And in this file, let me first run it. Make a bit of space over here. And let's run this file. Reading CSV basic.py. So you get an output like this. And ID, name, and score 101, Alice 78. And this is exactly reading the CSV file. Okay. csv.reader. It is reading the student.csv because in the open function I am passing the students.csv file as a string, and as I told you, Newline equals empty space. That is a standard that we are going to follow. That said, let us run this code again. So I have already run this Python file, and let's move over to the next slide. So reading with csv.DictReader. Now DictReader is where Python shines. Instead of dealing with indexes, you work with clean key value rows based on headers. And it's cleaner for data science in easy column access. So flipping over to Visual Studio Code again, reading csv.dict.py is the file that I have created for demonstrating. Now here is again very similar code, The only difference being with open exactly the same as the reading CSV basic.py. If you compare it side by side, but here the reader is csv.DictReader. So we are calling DictReader function rather than reader function. Okay, and then this code is exactly the same. This block of code for row in header, row in reader, print row, for row in reader, print row. Okay, so let me run this Python strip of code. So as I told that this is in the dictionary form with nice key value pairs. So for ID, this is name is this and score is this. So it is in a clean key value rows based on headers. Now let's see what comes next in our slideshow. Converting data types. So every value in CSV comes in as a string. CSV loads values as a string. For math or machine learning tasks, convert numerical fields into integers or floats, and you have to convert those numbers manually. Use int or float. You may use list comprehensions if you like. So let me run the relevant Python code snippet, and this is convert CSV numeric.py. So here this is different in the sense that I'm creating an array called data, and reader is still csv.DictReader, and I'm passing f, okay, the file and this file object, and this data is ID is integer. You're converting this row of which is named ID into int, and then name, row name, and then score is again an integer, ID is an integer, and score is an integer. So int row of score for row in reader. So if I run this snippet of code, this one, so you get the score in this form. It's very similar to the previous one with dict, but it is actually separated. This is comma separated. All right. Whereas if you run this reading csv dict.py, you got something like this. All right. It looks very similar, but here each of these elements of each of these rows are arranged as one element of an array. Okay, so here the inside, this is the curly brace, this is curly brace, these are all the same, but the first value and the last value are enclosed within a starting square bracket and end square bracket. Okay, so that's the difference. That brings us to the mini project of average score. So what the object of this project is, mini project is extract the score column and convert to int, compute the mean and print the formatted value. Let's see it in action on Visual Studio Code again. So let's create some space over here and let me run this one. So I haven't run this at all. So this gives the average score for the students. These are the 3 scores. If you average them, it will come out to be exactly 78.33, and it prints 2 places of decimal. This one. So printf average score colon average score, and this is is a particular format. Now your formatted string, and dot 2f is 2 places of float and 2 places of after the decimal. It fetches the result till 2 places of decimal. Now, if you recall, this is the, and this f is called Python f string. It has been covered in one of the sections where I have taught you the basics of Python programming, Python f string. Okay, so f is the formatted string literal. Okay, it was introduced in Python 3.6, but we have a dedicated lesson for the Python f string. Please do consider that lesson, pitfalls and best practice. So here are a few common pitfalls when working with the CSV files: header handling and type validation. Instead of discussing them on the slide, let me demonstrate them quickly using two simple Python scripts. Okay, let's switch over to the Visual Studio Code. So here is my header detection demo. Now some CSV files have headers and some don't. We detect that using Sniffer, and if a header is missing, we supply the field names so the data is still passed correctly. So this is a file, CSV file with headers, ID, name, score, and this is students with no header. So no header is there, and how do we handle it? That was actually shown in this file, header detection demo, and we get an answer, student with header.csv, header detected, and here it is no header detected, but still we handled them in ways that they end up with producing the same output. We have used a tool called CSV Sniffer, which, as I said a bit earlier, that if the header is missing, it detects that and we supply the field name so that data is still passed correctly. Okay, and let's run the type validation demo, and this is the type validation demo, and let me create a bit of a space, clear screen. And so CSV values are always strings. Many real data sets include invalid numbers of such as not available here, and there is an empty space for score over here. So before using numeric values, we validate and convert them safely like we did it in here. All right. So in these lines of code. So the main lessons are: don't assume a CSV contains headers, always validate data types. With these two practices, your CSV handling code becomes much more reliable. All right. And then lastly, just a summary of what we learned: CSV reader, simple rows, and DictReader for dictionary rows, and convert numeric values manually. And this course is a foundation for Pandas, advanced topic in Python.